Hello and welcome to Patrick's Models and Transports. Right, here we are again in the evening. I spent the day working on a translation about a tannery. So how do you call it? Sustainability report in a tannery. Because here in Veneto, in the area of Vicenza, or the Campo Valley, Arzignano, etc., it's a very, very important leather tanning district. And right here instead, where I am in Padova, between Padova and Venice, is a very important shoemaking district. So, I think I mentioned this in another video. So there are three main shoemaking districts in Italy: Veneto, the Riviera Brenta, so the Brenta Riviera of the River Brenta between Padova and Venice, Marche, and Naples, Campania. Okay, so that's the small introduction, and the area of Valle del Campo, Arzignano, etc. They're all the big tanning industries, and I've done quite a lot of work for them. So I'm part of the supply chain, let's say. Anyway, these are documents. Okay, that's enough about boring work, because it's honestly coming out my ears. I'm fed up to the back teeth of it, and I can't wait to finish. I've still got to do the glossary of sustainability. That is going to be, it's a job that I've already done, so it comes out in memory, it's okay. So right, that's enough chatting about the local economy. Let's talk about the trains. It's maybe better fun. I could always take you to see some places and do some local tourism and talk about these kind of things, definitely. If you want, we could go to the shoemaking museum. It's here, near Padova. I've been, it's really very nice. I could go, definitely. I'll take you. Very nice. Yep, and there's some other interesting things too. I'll take you, definitely. Promised, just down the road. Okay, apart from that, let's see about this ballasting. So, I already fitted the bodywork on the chassis this morning. When I got up, before doing anything else, I fitted it on, and oh, it's good. There are a couple of small things that I have to. It's not super centered. Like, you know, this part. I was expecting this corner here to stick out a bit more. It was really very touch and go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to camouflage that with a little bit of silver paint. I'm not risking filing anything now on an assembled and painted model, so we're just going to camouflage that with a wee bit of silver paint now. And I have to say that I'm very pleased by the result. And I'm very pleased by your appreciation, because you're flattering me. I'm feeling very honored and very flattered. But I've learned many things doing this job, and when I have to make the trailer units, and when we make the trailer units, we'll actually be working. It will be faster and easier to build. So definitely that'll be the next job. We'll do the trailer unit a bit at a time. I've got another project, an oncoming project that I absolutely get done, and we have to take the board out to do some train running as well, because it's becoming a bit boring around here. Right, so ballasting, blah 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 blah. Let's talk about the ballasting. Okay, so in a previous video I'd mentioned ballasting, and I was saying I could cut a piece of balsa wood and then paste, these are adhesive, so stick the weights, the tire weights, onto a piece of balsa wood. But I realized that balsa wood is thick, so it's got a thickness, and I have to take into consideration the depth of the bodywork, because I have to get as many weights as possible under here without sticking out from down here. So that's our limit, and I think we can actually get double row of weights, because I have to make this thing here heavy enough for the plunger pickups to make contact, which are over here, because the original locomotive under here has plastic moulding with a piece of lead inside it. And now what's doing the job is just the weight of the chassis. The chassis is made of steel, it's heavy, so it's heavy, but it needs more weight. It'll need more weight also for traction, because of course there are no traction tires here. This is all metal wheels, so brass on rail. Okay, right, so I decided to use a piece of plastic card. So not a piece of styrene of plastic card, just an old plastic card. This is a piece of my an old expired road recovery subscription card. The ACI is Automobile Club Italiano, the equivalent of AA or RAC, no, in the UK, or ADAC in Germany. And this will be the base for our ballast. I've already fitted a piece of Velcro on here, on the engine lid here. So now we're going to stick a piece of Velcro under here, and I'm going to put it on lengthwise so that we can actually move this here, have a bit of excursion to be able to maybe, because this locomotive, we've seen the chassis here tends to, has a slight list, we want to ballast it and to straighten it. No? So we're going to just take some Velcro and stick a bit of Velcro under here. And that's what we're going to do right this minute. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Of course, doing this on camera, I'm holding my hands in a very funny position. Okay, I'll cut that off. Wonder if I can find clean this thing. Better degrease it. Where's the petrol? Here's the lighter fluid. Here's a cotton bud. We want to get it well degreased so that things stick on well. So let's degrease it with a spot of this. So there was no point in wasting a good piece of styrene that could be used to make a model or something. So we just use a piece of an old card. I have a whole box load of these things, including an old expired driving license. So there we go. Give this a clean. That's dry. Dries immediately, evaporates. It's not even dirty. I think we can even recycle the cotton bud. There we go. Righto. And I'm going to stick this on here like that. The whole point is to have a nice, so this is degreased, so let's get this peeled off and pasted on, centered if possible. Okay, there we go. And it's also, yes, I enjoy all the, I tend to, of course, when I'm doing these things, I'm chatting about other things, because I can't just speak only about, bits of Velcro and bits of plastic. I think I'd be rather on the boring side. So I see you also enjoy my chitter chatter about Italian facts and life and history and politics and the like, and so on and so forth. Right, that's pressed on nicely. Of course, now I've plastered but I've not got greasy fingers. I actually have very dry skin on my fingers, because my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, he taught me to take photographs and many other things. He had this expression, and now don't put your greasy fingers on it. Photograph negatives, camera lens, you name it. And there was this expression, your greasy fingers. I always had this impression that, people were going around with their hands dipped into a greasy chip poke, and eating fish and chips and greasy fingers. That is true. I mean, we release grease. You just need to talk. I mean, I wear glasses. I'm always very careful at keeping my specs clean, and rather fussy about that, because or even when you change a light bulb, it's good to clean it afterwards, because in particular if it's a filament bulb, the points, the grease maybe from your fingers on the glass will become hotter, and that'll eventually lead to the failure of the bulb. So that's the whole point of having your fingers nice and clean and not greasy. So, and wait a minute, I'm about to clean a thing with grease, not with lighter fluid. That would be a very bad business. Anyway, I'm not putting the weights on now because we'll have to fit the body on to put the weights on. So this is the support for the ballast. So let's see if it fits, or if I made a, if this is a load of rubbish. Not a very good fit, because there are too many things. Bit of a problem here. This didn't work. Nope, not good. Not good because it touches there and there. I think we're going to have to modify this. This is going to have to be changed somehow. Not very good. So we're going to have to find another solution, because it would be okay if it were this way, like so would be good. Yes, that would be absolutely perfect. Because I thought to put a long bit, mainly to be able to exploit the length and to put as much weight as possible under here, but apparently this is not such a good idea. So we're going to have to think of something else. That's it. In Italian we say, non tutte le ciambelle vengono col buco. Not all donuts come out with a hole. And this is one of those cases. So we're going to have to think of something else. This is no use. I'm just taking it off, because I don't want, then I'll clean this. I've got plenty of this, so even if I chuck a bit in the bin, it doesn't really matter. I'll stick it somewhere over here. It doesn't. Not recycling this stuff here. Once it's been peeled off, it's no use. So we're going to have to think of something else. Something else, because we have the velcros here, but we have this part that sticks up. And that was okay like that, but there's also this screw here. So I think the best thing to do would be just to clear the screw. So to clear the screw is an easy enough job. We just mark it with a pencil, like that, and like that. And this is not visible, this is just junky bit of plastic card, and so we'll just go in there like that. We've seen more or less where it has to go. We'll just cut a bit off and see how much we have to do. Not to cut off too much, we just mark it like that, and we'll just take our scissors. We don't need round tip scissors because it's not play school, and I don't need to have the supervision of an adult to use them. When I was a kid in Glasgow, I used to watch Play School. It was a lovely program. They were using tons and tons of paste. Paste it together. Okay, that's one. Let's get the other bit cut off. These are a lovely pair of scissors, which are titanium coated. I bought these at the Chinese shop a couple of years back. Let's see if I can get this off and cut it off without... I don't need to do a precision job here. This is... there we go. We can sort of be a bit on the rough side in this case here. And we'll just straighten it back with these pliers. There. That's it straightened. Okie doke. Right, let's see how this sits now. Oh ho, perfect. That's good. So we can put a piece of Velcro to stick the Velcro on this way here, and this way this sits nice and flush Okay, so the Velcro will go on tomorrow morning or later on, and that's us for the moment. So good, that's it. So following steps will be do this job, prepare this, get the weights added, but it's all the sort of, we have to match things together, doing things on the rails. It's a bit of a fiddly little job. And the final thing I wanted to tell you is I think I'm going to give this silver here, repaint it with another coat of silver mixed with a touch of light sky blue, to just give a sort of bluish tinge to the silver, so that it really looks as if the windows are reflecting a sky outside. You see, that's another idea. So we can increase the optical illusion to sort of camouflage the fact that the windows are not transparent. So perfect. I'm just leaving everything here, and I might do something later on. Cheerio, and see you next time. Ciao, ciao.